Magnus Maximus ruled over Gaul, Britannia, and later the Western Roman Empire, and is seen as a legend in Welsh history. So today, joined with Ottawa Welshmen, Alzabo, Defluve, and Zeely, we start as Maximus's ancestor, landless, and with the goal of retaking the entire Roman Empire, with each of us getting just under 100 years. So starting out with literally nothing, we have a long way to go. And coming from such a noble family, we became swords for hire, hoping to do good deeds to earn coin to help us move up in the world, as we're clearly too noble to become just common criminals. We may or may not have instantly began grave robbing, forcing us to flee Wessex, but we soon fixed our reputation doing contract after contract, hunting criminals and settling boundary disputes, working for the English and Vikings alike, while using our patrons to ask for gold, which we could use to either upgrade our camp or even build some cheap men-at-arms. And things were going okay, but by this point, it's been about 7 years and we only got 100 gold and barely any good camp followers, so contracts took a long time. So yeah, it turns out crime pays pretty well when you're landless. As we travel to Wiltshire, our first attempt at mugging wealthy citizens let us mug 3 nobles for almost 200 gold. And although we died on the job, we made more money in those 2 years than we spent in the 7 years before that trying to do proper jobs. So as a new captain, we had a new goal. Forget our noble past and just go on a full criminal speedrun to get money as fast as possible. And find a wife so I can actually pass this game along with an heir, which isn't exactly easy when you're landless. Nobody really wants to send their daughters to go and live in a tent with a bunch of criminals for some reason, so we had to hope we randomly got the chance to recruit one on our travels. So we began to travel with the Scout for Talent travel option. While also upgrading our camp, we added the Roaring Campfire. This made the Scout for Talent thing more efficient, also gave us more men-at-arms regiments, and lets us use more knights. And on the way, we took some quick and easy contracts like hunting criminals, where we took down the mighty Eidgifu the Evil, who as you can see was incredibly happy to see me and even dueled me with absolute joy, and died. After which we stopped by the Salisbury Tavern, where we met a woman who we got married to the same day. Look, camp life is hard. We have no time to waste on getting heirs. So by this point, we really needed to plan on getting some land. My goal was to champion the Welsh culture. And to do this, we need a decent army ready for war and to be illustrious. So that's what I worked on. For the next 20 years, we did non-stop contracts, traveling all around England and taking every chance we got to mug wealthy citizens, especially in Wessex, where one scheme got us over 400 gold while nobody suspected us. And then we used this money and any patrons we had to build up the best men-at-arms we could. And using our patrons to get men-at-arms from them is really good. It's completely free and you can just get some of the best men-at-arms in the game. We got armoured footmen and the better armoured footmen Huskarls, which we maxed out at 3 regiments each. And quickly our camp reached 14 people, making our contracts a breeze. And just so you don't think everything I did was terrible, we spent some time slaying man-eating beasts and very important jobs like transporting a cat. Maybe not so much out of the good of our heart, mainly because these transport contracts are pretty good for prestige and our main way of becoming illustrious. And by 899 AD, England was getting more French by the day. So it was time to take land for our family, clean our hands of our criminal past, and finally look towards forming the Roman Empire. Okay. For whatever reason, it seems I meet all the requirements, but the game just says, no, you can't champion your culture. So I spent the next 10 minutes banging my head against the wall, trying to work out how to get some land now, when I finally realized I can scheme to steal a realm. So we targeted Powys, bribed 5 people from his court to help out, and within 2 years, we entered his castle pretending to be employed by the prince, only to imprison him in his own throne room and steal his land without a single drop of blood being spilt, now making us the largest independent Welsh realm in the world, and most importantly giving us a solid base to start expanding from. Although the independent part didn't exactly last too long, as they quickly managed to vassalize the 2 other independent counts in Wales, meaning if we wanted to take the Kingdom of Wales, we would be forced to go into a full-out war against Aquitaine. Or instead, we could take the only real option, swearing fealty to them, as even with our new alliances with Eastiax and Mercia, we stood zero chance against them, especially now we're dead. But as Nathan, we managed to get a nice alliance with Alba and entered into our first war, as our only vassal attempts to overthrow us. Now, we focused our army on sieging and left the big battles to Alba, which worked out pretty well, and within 1 year, we imprisoned our vassal, revoked his titles, leaving us with no more vassals and much more power and land for ourselves. Although, as usual, I couldn't be happy for too long, as I noticed our liege, King Carloman, was a conqueror, making him a lot of money, making his men-at-arms 75% cheaper, and all in all, just making him a terrifying person to go up against. And I'd feel pretty bad passing this save along while being stuck as a vassal to this guy. So we need to work on a new plan. And as we're making the Roman Empire, I think we need to claim the throne of Aquitaine and become king through war. But first, we need to become a lot more powerful, and thankfully our court bishop is absolutely terrible, so we have no chance of getting any duchy claims, so we're stuck getting power county by county. To Hubert, we quickly caught and destroyed their armies, imprisoning Duchess Illyri, forcing peace. Meirionnydd, after a couple of brutal battles and sieges, we forced them to surrender also. But this, too slow. So we picked up meritocracy, allowing us to scheme to get a claim on our liege's throne, and began our plot. We managed to bribe 5 other rulers to help, and it progressed slowly, but it was going well. Sadly, right on time, our liege died, splitting the realm in 2, meaning we had an easier fight if it came to that, but now we will get much less land. And of course, it was our liege who kept the conqueror trait and not his brother. Either way, we became the king's spymaster thanks to our contract, which would help us massively in getting a successful claim. And in 915 AD, he was caught out in 3 wars, giving us the perfect time to strike. So we successfully got our claim and started a claimant faction, hoping that some of the vassals would actually support us, as he had over 5,000 men compared to our 1,600. But at least we did manage to get alliances with Bavaria and Upper Lotharingia. So we wasted no time and pushed our faction's demands, throwing us into an all-out war against one of the most powerful people in the world. We called our allies and sailed towards their capital, and we sent our armies to quickly start sieging it while our allies sieged around us, which was great as it protected our flanks, with Alba even defeating the entire king's men, sending them running, which allowed us to finish our siege and capture the king's heir. And just like that, within 11 months, we forced their surrender, making the Morgannwg family a family of mighty kings once more. But as good as that is, unsurprisingly I guess, many of our new vassals, they weren't exactly too happy about all of this. They rose up in a pretty terrible attempt of an uprising, as their leader got captured pretty fast, which ended in them all being imprisoned and replaced by loyal Welsh vassals. And during this time as well, the Kingdom of Africa also collapsed, and pretty much all of its former vassals in England were happy enough to accept vassalization. So at this point we had mostly very happy vassals and a big powerful kingdom, but that's not all. The game blessed us once more to rule the world, which if we accepted ourselves, we would become a conqueror. But I'm leaving that up to Ottawa Welshman, so make sure to watch his part tomorrow to see where he takes us. And in the description, I'll have a playlist linked where you will be able to find all the rest of the parts once they release too. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.